what's up?
Stop.
All right, cool.
Yelling. Jeez.
Fuck you, Mason.
Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 5?
5.
It should be 6, but it's 5 because I went to Disneyland.
And Mason and I were pieces of shits, and we didn't do it ourselves.
I tried to give the responsibility to them, but, you know, what do you know?
Nope, you tried to give it to Kevin, and that was your problem.
Well, right, and then what do you know? I was like, hey, if you and Mason want to do a podcast...
I swear to God, I tried. I was like, Mason, let's do it.
If you
Mason's
want.
all like, let's do it later tonight. And I'm like, dude, it's like
Nope.
9 o'clock, bro.
Nope, not at all.
What are you talking about?
Not
His
at all what
bedtime is at
happened.
10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock, first of all.
Yeah.
Remember like last time we were going to play Last of Us? He's like,
do
no, I
you
gotta
wanna
go.
do it late?
It's,
Do you want to do it late?
bedtime's 10 o'clock now. I got,
Yeah, so
you know,
I'm
promoted.
like-
Anyway, so we can talk about what really happened. He texted me like 10:30 and was like, hey... I fell asleep. Do you want to do the podcast now? And I was like, hey man, it's like 10:30. Can we just do it tomorrow? And then he didn't talk to me till Monday. So that's what really happened.
All right. So, it's called a hiatus. There was a 1 week, it was a bye week.
Bye week for us. There we go.
So we have a lot to cover. Of course, it kind of worked out because within that spare week, a bunch of shit came out.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of great podcast topics came out.
This is true.
So tons of stuff. Ooh, before I forget, because I didn't put it as one of our topics to talk about, Minecraft has now sold 122 million games.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Congrats. It's the #1 selling game of all time.
Yeah, congrats,
Of all time.
Mahjong and Microsoft.
So I don't count Tetris anymore because I went back and found out that they were when they say Tetris, they count all the different versions, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
And fuck Tetris.
Yeah. Right.
So,
okay, wait a second.
Well,
Let's not go that far.
I mean, I don't really care either way about Tetris.
Go.
Why do you have a crusade against
Let's
Tetris?
not go that far.
Look, guys, I believe
Tetris
it's pronounced.
is the forefather of gaming.
I believe it's pronounced Mojang, Kevin. By the way, you
Mahjong?
said Mojang, isn't it Mojang?
Most people say Mojang, yeah.
It's white people.
It's just America. It's not a big
It's
deal.
white people. That's how they say
No,
it.
it's not. J is not Y in any Western language. So that's totally ass backwards.
It's whatever. It's white people. It's chocolate.
Mojang is white people version.
Yeah, Mojang.
It's like
That's like
Mojang.
looking at it and like just pronouncing it through an English lens.
Mojang.
Mojang. So I don't even want to hear that.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, incredible.
Deserving.
122 million.
Good job, Microsoft, for buying it from him.
Oh yeah, for what?
Yeah.
Like $1 billion?
Yeah, well, you
If you're
guys
listening.
Actually worked out.
Yeah, it worked out really well for them.
Everyone was kind of like, "That's kind of steep, bro."
Yeah.
And then it sold like another 50 million or whatever it was.
Wherever the fuck.
So,
it was.
Minecraft's incredible.
Congratulations.
So very impressive. I just want to throw that in there because I remembered and I was like, I'm gonna forget if I don't say something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't realize that on the page where I put Horizon, I didn't put like what it is, and there's nothing related to the game at all.
It says Arizona Horizon PBS. It's just like so.
Oh wait,
old lady.
third one down. Horizon Zero Dawn map. There.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so it's being represented.
Cool.
Or we could talk about the Wall Street interest rate hike on the in bold horizon.
Hike on the horizon,
Oh, man.
or the Valparaiso ready for Horizon League Challenge. All right, hope we don't get sued by that, whoever that is.
Whoever that is.
If you're listening.
So as our usual start goes, go over kind of what we've been playing. Apparently you guys haven't been playing games because...
Not true.
That's what you just
Dude,
said.
I've been...
You've been playing the same...
I said I haven't been playing different games.
Ah, okay,
Thanks
my
for
bad,
listening.
my bad.
I've just been trying to get jacked is all.
This is not a gym podcast.
Here we go with another fucking
Just
gym.
trying to get, just trying to get buff is all. But Overwatch. For Honor,
What do you think of that new character that's coming out? The new tank?
Dude, Orisa.
Yeah,
it looks really cool. It combines a lot of like the tanks that we have now, like Zarya and like Winston and all that stuff. So it looks really cool. I'm totally down. I'm always down for a new hero.
Yeah.
I'm always down.
They always
for
do a
that.
good job like that.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah, they really do. The game's kind of broken right now though because they buffed Bastion, the little turret robot.
Oh yeah.
He fucking
wasn't he like really powerful in the beginning, and then they're like, oh yeah, they nerf him.
They
and then...
debuffed him, and then now they rebuffed him, and he's fucking broken as shit. He will destroy people. I'm like, this friendly little robot's just like murdering everybody. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. So the game's kind of broken right now, but still fun.
Yep.
Season 4 started.
Yeah.
Yep, I heard about that.
Yeah, so
I'm kind of tied into Overwatch now because my friend at work.
Yeah.
I am all day. And
Oh, really?
That's like his game. So I'm like, he sends me links and shit. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it's almost like I play it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Marissa, that's right.
Yeah.
I know all the characters. He's always talking to me about it. He's so into that shit.
Oh man, but yeah, For Honor as well. I got really good at that game. Well, I wouldn't say really good. I got better.
I'm probably gonna suck tonight when we play
Yeah,
because I
well.
haven't played for like 2 weeks.
I know, it's fine. Dude, you should see my Conqueror skills. It's fucking destroying people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, yeah, those are the games I'm playing. What about you, Mason?
Just like last time, I'm playing a lot of Hitman. I'm only on the second chapter episode
The fuck?
deal right
How
now. Dude,
You play a lot of Hitman,
like
but
to
you're only
just-
on the second chapter?
I like to just keep replaying them. I don't know why. It's just
Wow.
it's so much fun.
I
And
get you. That's kind of cool. I
Mhm.
kind of respect that because
Yeah.
you're like trying to find different ways and to do things.
And what I'm finding now is that I've been playing a bunch of the second chapter. I want to go back in the first chapter again and finish that one. So it's kind of nice.
So it's like an X amount of like, is it like achievements that you're getting?
Yeah,
or-
each chapter, you have like a rank for that chapter. So you start at 0, of course, and then you can work your way up to level 20. With each level, you unlock different like starting positions, and you can hide cargo kind of in different areas throughout the map.
Yeah.
If you're a higher level, like you can keep a sniper rifle in the garden shed.
Oh, that's
You know what I
cool.
mean? Once you reach a certain level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you replay it and you need to get a challenge where, let's say you need to kill both targets within 5 seconds with a sniper rifle. Okay, well, I'll put the sniper rifle in the garden shed, kind of set up out there, get my position, take out the guards, blah, blah, blah. It just helps you get all the challenges completed and you get better weapons.
That's sick.
There's no real point to it, but
Yeah.
it does add a lot of fun replay
Yeah.
value to it. And playing that a lot.
Because it has a scoreboard, so yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And they do like online leaderboards. Although you can't, I believe, play it offline, which is odd.
Oh, it's online only?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but there's a thing when you start up the game, it says, blah, 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 you are required to play online and connect to whatever
What game
servers.
came out that just requires online only that I regularly remember?
Is it For Honor?
Maybe, yeah. Actually might be true. Yeah,
Which
I
is
think-
crazy
could be,
because it's
yeah.
like
Yeah, that's
the
right.
most tenuous relationship with the internet
Yeah.
that any game has.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking terrible.
Hey,
that
tell
was-
them about your tweet, man.
That,
Maybe they'll listen to our
that
podcast.
was,
you know?
yeah, I'm sure they're listening right
That's
now.
a long shot, yeah.
right
but,
now. That's what I was going to say. The other game I've been playing is whenever Kevin's not at the gym, is For Honor. Usually on our kind of little community gaming nights that we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Hasn't been Battlefield in a while.
yeah.
No.
But yeah, For Honor, played a lot of the Peacekeeper, which I didn't think would be for me.
Yeah.
I kind of like to play more of a tank type class,
Yeah.
usually.
But you like the stabby.
It's
I
just
love how
fun,
everyone
man. It's so
ended
much
up in the Knights because they're
Yeah.
the best.
Knights are badass. I mean,
I like the Knights, but the Shigoki, you asked Mason, I was destroying
Shigoki's
Shigoki.
crazy, and
Yeah,
he's
that
got
was really
certain
good.
combos that really can, I think, handle every other class really well. And you
Yeah.
can tell when you play online, the samurai are more widely used
Yeah.
Yeah.
over everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, personally, I prefer the Knights.
Man, the Knights are pretty good. I think they're the most like well
The
balanced.
Vikings seem to get the
Short
shit
end,
end.
yeah.
Other than is the Valkyrie on the right?
Yeah, the Valkyrie's
The
on
spear.
The side.
Yeah, I would
spear.
say other than the
Spear,
Valkyrie,
the
I see
mini
the Valkyrie
shield.
used a lot.
Yeah, Valkyrie's used a lot. Yeah.
The other two, not so much. Right?
Not so much.
No.
Other right? Yeah.
No, the
It's like the
Berserker.
Warlord or whatever
yeah,
it is.
the Warlord, the Berserker,
The Raider gets used
the
a lot
Raider
too.
gets used
Just
a
because
lot,
it's really
yeah.
easy to play.
Yeah,
Similar to our favorite, the Warden.
Oh,
Yeah.
playing
Ian and
as the
myself.
Warden.
yeah,
I just don't have time to learn anything else.
Yeah.
yeah. It
I
it
don't-
requires the
I don't have the time to dedicate to it, and
Exactly.
it deserves it. So I'm
It's
just like,
like-
I'd rather just have fun and know how to play the
Absolutely.
fucking.
In a sense, it is
Warden.
like when you play that one-on-one fight, it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Absolutely.
in order to be good at a fighting game, you have to learn combos. You know,
Mhm.
so. But yeah, right now I think I was reading an article where the community is having a huge like crisis like of like what's honorable and what's not honorable because. Let's be honest,
pretty
we
straightforward.
all want to win,
Yeah.
and people online want to win too.
Yep.
So they've been doing really shitty things to win.
Well,
like,
it just depends on the game mode for me.
well, no, this is like across the board. Everyone's just like, the biggest way, the most common death, I was
Can we
reading a
guess?
statistic. Yeah, guess the most common death. The way to die.
Off the ledge.
Off the ledge.
Okay,
Okay,
absolutely right.
yeah,
So
thanks.
that is a dishonorable way to kill somebody, by the way. And so
Well, that's
this
what
game-
we were talking about last week, though. Is like,
Yeah.
if we're doing 2v2 duels, I'll be really fair.
Yeah.
But in the big 4v4 sting, it's war. Like, it's fucking war, man. I'm
But-
throwing you off the
But
edge.
it's not though, because like, Mason and I played some 2v2s, and people have no fucking honor in that game.
Oh, I understand. I'm just
yeah.
saying me personally.
Oh yeah, for us personally, yeah, us three, yeah, definitely.
That's-
But for a game that's called For Honor, people don't give a fuck and they just want to win.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, so it's hard to be fair and try to play somebody in your sense of honor, chivalry kind of thing. But then this guy's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna toss you off the ledge.
Yeah.
I don't even want to fight you.
Or just gang up on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's kind of shitty, but it's
I
still
feel like
fun.
this game is not gonna have legs at all.
It's starting to lose it.
Yeah,
its legs, but
it's not even,
I think it's gonna be one of those like niche games where
cult hit.
People are like 20,000. I can see a dedicated 20,000 people playing it.
I just viewed it as a vote for my wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same thing with like the Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
I never beat those. I don't think I'm gonna put a ton of. I've put 20 something hours into For Honor at this point. And I enjoy it, and I'm glad that I bought it because I want Ubisoft to know, this is cool, this is different, this is an IP.
Yeah.
Please keep making new IPs.
Yeah, and then make
even if I
a
don't
new
play
one.
it a lot.
Make a new one and improve on this one because there is a lot of things that they can improve on.
Yeah.
And, for sure answer my tweet.
Yeah, answer his tweet about dedicated servers, please.
Because it's some bullshit.
I guess maybe they didn't want to give them dedicated servers because they knew that the player base was going to fall down.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true, but I just feel like if a game
I feel like we're beyond the time of that.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a game that wants to harp on the competitive nature, esports, blah blah blah, how do you not have dedicated servers?
Absolutely agree.
Even if you're, I understand Ubisoft is going through that whole like
Vivendi
hostile,
takeover?
the hostile takeover and everything.
Did you get the email, Kevin or Ian?
No,
from For Honor.
I may have. I probably just didn't see it because I get so many goddamn emails.
So they apparently had an outage last weekend, and I got an email earlier saying that due to their outage, everyone affected by it is getting a 3-day champion status for free.
Okay.
What does the champion status do?
Well, it says champion status includes more salvage from dismantling gear, more end match loot, a 25% XP boost, 3 exclusive champion emblems, an exclusive champion icon next to your name, which is probably what we keep seeing on people. We keep wondering, like, what they have.
What's that ribbon thing?
Yeah,
you're right, okay.
And a 10% XP boost for all players on your team, which is cool.
Nice. So it's
Starting
technically 40 when you
question.
activate it, I
Is
think,
that 3 days over already?
No, I'm sure.
No, I got it today.
I'm sorry, you missed your chance.
Oh, you
I
got
know,
it today?
right?
This weekend?
I just got it today earlier at work.
Okay, so it must be Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend.
Yeah,
Starting now,
I'm
you
assuming
can
this
buy
weekend.
3-day champions for
I know, right?
$2.99.
But
yeah, it says March 3rd through the 5th. So
okay, so this weekend. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't even actually notice that, so I didn't know that. But yeah, those are the games that just our little rants about For Honor.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep getting them until we're not playing it anymore.
Right.
I know. Ian, well, I know you've been playing, dabbling in new games.
Yeah, 2 games right now. So we'll leave the big one for last.
Yeah.
On the 28th, a lot happened on the 28th. Horizon came out, and then Warhammer Creative Assembly released the free update of the Bretonnian faction to play on the Grand Campaign.
Nice.
So for those of you who aren't like super into Warhammer or like super into Total War, Bretonnians are a human faction. It's in the fantasy game, fantasy strategy. They're like a human faction that like really reflect the medieval feudal French nation. So it's really cool. They add like new mechanics on how everything runs. So like you can only have so many peasant units. Like most of the units are peasants.
Yeah.
Like the infantry and stuff like that. So you have to, and the archers, they're all peasants.
Yeah.
So you can only have so many because the peasants also work your farms and feed
of course.
your kingdom.
Yeah.
So it just adds this whole another layer of like shit to worry about, which sounds negative, but in Total War it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It just changes. It's a refreshing change to this.
Yeah.
I've never played anything like that in Total War.
That game has so many different styles of play for different factions.
Yeah, because they're all so various in like what they have and what they can do. And I love the way they play. They play the closest, for me, they play the closest to the Rome. Mm-hmm. And like I'm probably best at Rome Total War of all of them. Just classic, like though their infantry are nowhere near as good as Rome's.
Right.
It's a little different, but you get your infantry, you push them up forward, and you glue them onto everything, and then your amazing cavalry comes through and just destroys everything.
Hell yeah!
And they look really cool. The detail, the level of
knights.
Detail on those knights is just just amazing. So they've done a great job. The art direction of that game is beautiful. And, so it's just been a ton of fun. Just learning how to play that campaign.
Are there any like foot knights, like just kind of like on foot?
Not that I've seen, no, because like basically in that culture, like if you don't have a horse, you're a piece of shit.
Okay, okay, all right.
So like if you don't,
all right,
if you have money, you have a horse. If you're a noble, if you're a knight, you have a horse. So
okay,
if you're on foot, you're not a knight.
Okay, I get that.
Though there might be, one, you do get a really good infantry unit later. Yeah. They're called like pilgrims, or pilgrim knights. Someone's going to yell at me because I don't remember the name. I haven't gotten them yet.
Yeah.
But they're like, they're sort of like crusaders in the sense like they're all they're like warrior priests.
Yeah.
And they just have maces and like low armor, like berserkers.
Yeah.
And they so that's one like
that's sick.
Really good infantry.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
But really, that faction is all about the cavalry. That's and I love that heavy cavalry. It reminds me of playing Medieval 3, and I miss playing Medieval 3. So yeah, so it's a really good game, and I've been just back into it like usual.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I'm playing is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
Also came out on the 28th.
Yeah, Jesus, man.
So many things that I did not expect.
Okay.
And not in a bad or good way.
Yeah.
Like, just...
Give us your first impressions of the game.
Well, when the game... Like, I went media dark after I saw a few trailers.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm sold. I don't want to see anything else. I don't want anything spoiled. I don't want to know how everything in the game works. I feel like we get so overexposed to these games now. Like by the time you get the game, you like know how to play everything, and you don't have to discover anything.
Right.
I think that's why Dark Souls has so many fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't do that. You know what I mean? Like people love to do, not just the hard. Oh, the bosses are challenging. Like people love to be like, oh, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Like figure shit out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So by the time I went media dark on Horizon, my idea of what it was, and I think it was of yours too, Kevin, because of the reason you weren't really that interested in it.
Right.
Is I thought it was like a Naughty Dog third person.
Game,
it is heavy in narrative, but it's. I thought it was going to be a linear action third person Naughty Dog style.
That's exactly what my impression was.
That's what I thought this was, and I could not have been further away from the truth.
Okay.
I have questions.
Yeah. Do you want questions now? Yeah, cool.
No. Finish what you're going to say.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to know. Let me know if you have a relevant question that matches what I'm saying. So, the first thing that surprised me was, like, it's all about gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, purely. And it's different than anything else I've ever played as far as, like... It's just a weird mishmash. It's hard to, like... Here's exactly what it's like. But the best thing I've come up with in this week of playing it it's a cross of Shadow of Mordor.
Okay.
And the thing I'm talking about, Shadow of Mordor, is it's a big open world. The open world is a lot more interesting than Mordor is.
Yeah.
But it's the archer combat. If you were to build all of your combat around that archer, so you're much more mobile when you have your bow.
Yeah.
Really hard to get used to at first.
Yeah.
Also, the camera, the way the camera's positioned is really weird. I didn't like it at first. First hour, I was like, this is weird. Because you're shooting in third person, it's not locked.
Right.
The camera is free. So sometimes she's on the right side of your screen, you can run her. It's weird, and it's uncomfortable for a little bit.
Yeah.
It really takes getting used to. And at first you don't know why it's like that. You're like, what the fuck? Why don't you just make this a fixed camera on your shoulder? But then as you get your bow and you realize that there's all these creatures around you, got to like flip your camera around. Like, oh, okay, I understand why it's like this now.
See, okay.
And it's all about like... It's open world, so that's the Mordor part, is the archer part. Then you have your like Far Cry.
Okay.
So huge open world, but it's all about crafting. You have different kinds of things. You pick up medicinal plants that you use to heal yourself. You have different pieces of sticks you use to build arrows. And as you go through, you just grab all this stuff and you like make ammo on the fly all the time, and it's like a little bit of like an inventory management.
Yeah, right.
Very RPG heavy. And that's the Far Cry part. There's all kinds of open missions. There's the main missions, but there's like side stuff and that come pretty naturally. They're not Witcher good side missions, but they're not Dragon Age Inquisition bad either.
Right.
Like, so they're right in the middle there. And then the third game that I would compare is Monster Hunter.
Oh, sweet.
Because what's that game that came out for PS2 that the sequel-ish just came out, Last Guardian?
Shadow of the Colossus?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
So you have these creatures, these machines, that are, some of them are really big and some of them are small, but they all play differently and they herd and stuff, and like,
I see.
And you have kind of like a scanning system, which is actually really contextually story-wise brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not just like Assassin's Creed with intuition or whatever it is.
Yeah,
What is it?
it was Eagle Vision.
Eagle Vision.
Yeah.
Where you just have this. For
Yeah.
some reason. It's like, why are you seeing infrared?
Yeah, infrared.
They have a good reason for her.
Yeah.
She's got this thing that you can pull out,
Yeah.
and it displays. You see all the inside of these creatures
Yeah.
and what their weakness points are, what their strengths are, where their weapons are, and you formulate a plan. Okay, I can see how I'm going to take this guy out.
Right.
But the problem is you've got this big one that can shoot rocket launchers, but then you have these little ones that are like watchers and they're looking for you, and you've got these medium ones. So you like formulate. It's like a stealth game. You can sneak in the long grass, and you can like call someone over and stealth kill them, and like pick your way through these herds, and then you're like a hunter. And you feel like a hunter in the grass as you with your bow, and you pick them out, and it's just so much different than I thought this game was going to be. And then like once you get spotted, you gotta run around and like dodge shit as they like throw rocks and shoot weapons and stuff, and you're dodging and running. It's hard. This game is not. I was thinking I was gonna like just blow through this game. This game is fucking difficult. Like it's fair.
Yeah.
It's just really hard.
Yeah.
I was just not expecting that, so I was getting like pissed off. I was like, what the fuck? I'm getting my ass kicked because I just didn't have the right like mindset.
Yeah.
So and now I do. I'm really, really enjoying it. So that's like the gameplay. The story.
God.
The story is about what I thought. Like it's about what everybody thought. You just don't really know. It's like this tribal. Our society was destroyed by something. Ourselves, I assume.
Yeah.
And these machines are walking around. You don't really know what's going on, but you're just you live in this tribal culture, and it's all about this character, Aloy. I don't love her name. Aloy is a little weird, but the actress for Aloy is really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And the last thing I'll say before you guys ask questions is this is, hands down, the most beautiful game ever made.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those screenshots.
The most beautiful game I've ever seen.
Are you playing on Pro?
No.
And you still stand by that?
Bar none.
That's fucking awesome.
Bar none. This
awesome.
is the crisis of now.
Wow.
I've never seen a game, and it's clean as fuck. I have not seen a single glitch or issue.
That's what I was
frame
going
rate,
to ask.
nothing.
About frame rates.
It is the most clean launch I have played, and like I don't want to hear it anymore, Bethesda or Bethesda fans. And I'm the biggest. I love Elder Scrolls, but that's the whole thing. We've talked about that last time. It was like, these worlds are so big, and it's just bound to happen. No, not anymore.
Yeah.
This game is out. It's
If
way
you put
more
the time,
impressive than Elder
put the time
Scrolls.
and work into it.
And Sony gives them all the time that they need, and it's the most beautiful game I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, and
That is
that's on console.
Yeah.
Like if it was on PC, can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Because this thing is, I've never seen anything like it. Like I can't stop. It's like it's probably added an hour to my playtime. I'm running like, whoa. I just look around. I'm not even a graphics guy, really, but it's that ridiculous.
That seems to be really common too, because I, of course, follow a lot of games media on social media.
Right.
And like our, the guys we follow are Kind of Funny that we love, and IGN and GameSpot. And what a lot of people are doing is using that photo mode. And sharing,
I used to think those were annoying.
their photos. Me too.
I use them so much. I use that thing so much. I'm like, I can't stop. This game is...
That's what everybody's doing. They're taking like weird selfies of like this game, and like it just looks incredible. Yeah, they just. It's the only game where I've seen so many people use the photo mode.
Interesting.
My first question to you, Ian, I'm glad you kind of talked about it last, was about Aloy. And what you think of her as a character, and I want you to speak outside of your bias toward redheaded females. And
I have one.
I have one.
And just maybe if you could talk a little bit about what you think of her as a character compared to like a Joel and an Ellie in The Last of Us, or like a Nathan Drake in Uncharted.
Way less goofy than Nathan Drake, but not as serious as...
Okay.
Nothing can be as serious as
right. That
game is as serious as it gets.
Yeah.
But the first thing to know about her, and I won't go into spoiler territory,
please,
she is an outcast. Now, you learn that in 8 seconds of the game.
Oh.
So she actually isn't not part of the tribe at first. And you kind of see her grow up a little bit. Mm-hmm. There's like a classic 80s montage in there and everything. Okay. But the cool thing about it is that the first like 2 hours of the game, you kind of see her as like a baby, and then a little kid, and then growing up. And then when you play as her, she's like 18.
Okay.
She's not very old at all.
Yeah.
and she's not very experienced. I mean, contextually, you can they justify why she's good with a bow and all that.
Yeah.
But she's kind of socially awkward, so I kind of like her a lot.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't. People treat her like shit, and so you actually get to choose how you respond. They're not like big decision-making things like Mass Effect, and there's no renegade paragon kind of thing going on here. There's 3 options. There's a symbol that's a brain, there's a symbol that's a fist, and a symbol that's a heart. So she'll either be understanding and compassionate, she'll be very analytical and being like trying to reason with people, and very very clever, or she'll just be kind of like just feeling defensive and angry. And they all work. I've used them all in different situations, and none of them feel like it's like she's not suddenly some evil, mean person. She just they're always the situation is always justifiable when she's and it just gives you like just a little bit of agency over the story. But it not so much to where you're no longer like where they're not the game itself doesn't have control of what's going to happen. It's just a nice touch that gives you can put your little touch on Aloy, and she's really cool. She's really smart, and she is just wanting to prove herself, and she's a great character. She's really I'm laughing, and I feel bad for her, and I really like her. The voice actress is great, and going back to the graphics. Their faces are so good.
The facial expression.
Yeah, sometimes they're too good. You get like that uncanny valley stuff. Like sometimes their eyebrows move like a little too much or whatever. But just the ability to like see that something that someone says to her hurts her feelings, and she's trying not to let it bother her. You get now in facial expressions.
Oh wow!
You know, just like a little bit of like a twinge and a recover. You know what I mean? You see it so well, and like lets you develop a relationship with that character.
That's
so much.
awesome.
It's
cool.
Crazy. I will say, like, it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of odd. Is that they're tribal, but like some of them sound a little too modern. Like,
really?
It's not horrible. It doesn't break the game. But there's just moments where it's like I don't feel like you should be. You know, like there's like this one warrior guy, and he's like, "All right, everybody, calm down." I'm like, "Why are you talking like that?" It's just I didn't really. They all have American accents, which doesn't bother me. It's an American-made game, and that's just what they record. It's a fake world. They can speak however they want. It's just something in the back of your head. You're like, you're thinking about it being a game a little bit sometimes. And the melee combat, it's not about melee combat, so it's not very good.
Okay.
It's you use it to get someone off of you. Basically, so like sometimes if you're fighting humans or whatever, they get up in your face like, oh shit, boom, or you can use them to. What's cool is you can use your spear to knock plates of armor off the sides of robots, and then roll back, slow time down, and fire the arrow into their core and blow them up. It's so many different ways to approach fights. Fights never get old. I'm just like
that's awesome.
In the beginning, there's a couple things where you're forced into combat, and it's not the way the game was meant to, and it's pretty frustrating. Because like you're supposed to do one thing, and that game is all about choosing how you're going to approach a battle. So I will say, like, if you guys end up playing, like if you borrow Kevin or when you buy it, like, don't let the first engagement with a human piss you off as much as it pissed me off. I was like, this is ridiculous. But since then I've gotten into the open world. I'm like, okay, so that was just bad design. When you're playing the way the developers design the game, it's some of the most fun gameplay I've played in a long time, and it's new, it's different. It's like I've never had this like crazy. You're like Legolas. Jumping around like when I jump, you have a whole RPG like skill tree. There's a stealth, a combat, and a forager.
That's awesome.
So like one of my moves is if you jump in the air and aim, everything slows down. So like I'll like jump over a ledge, fire like an fire arrow down to the thing and it blows up, and then I just land like a badass. It's so cool. There's so many like moments where you just feel like, oh, I'm so cool. I'm such a badass. And, so totally different than I thought it was going to be.
That's awesome, dude.
But just as good as everyone's saying.
Good. That's awesome.
So
that was another one of my questions about like when you battle a certain type of creature, if there's like a kind of a rigmarole you have to go through. You kind of answered it, or if there's like different ways to approach every enemy. Because like let's say there's one creature where you have to go up, hit the thing, knock off the panel, roll backwards, shoot the thing with a certain arrow, blah blah blah.
I mean that's one way to do it. So like you can sneak up. You can the smaller ones you can whistle and get them to come to you.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
She can stab it right into its core or whatever and kill it instantly. And be all quiet. That's what I do. I do a lot of stealth. I like stealth. So you stealth around. That's how it's like Mordor too.
Right.
You can just go in guns blazing, quote unquote guns blazing, and just take everybody on. You can sneak. there's multiple ways to dispatch of your enemies.
Right.
Cool.
The Monster Hunter part comes in when you're fighting the massive
Big ones.
Yeah.
I haven't even fought some of the biggest ones yet.
Yeah.
But that's when
great.
you have to like really figure out.
What their weakness is.
Yeah, it's not really about reaction. It's all about like, okay, their panels are on the back. I need fire arrows for this, and then I'm going to need the rope caster for this because you can make traps. So you can like set up. So it's almost like in Predator, you know, you're like setting up the traps beforehand.
Yeah, it's like it's preparation is what Monster Hunter is all about.
Like I've done one where I set up a whole thing of like these tripwires or whatever, and then I fired a dinky little arrow in its back, and it comes around. I'm like, come on, kill me, kill me. That's what I was saying. It just reminded me of that. Come on! Except for it did fall for it. And it walked right into the cords, and the cords get all stuck in its armor, and it's like trying to get out, and it's getting electrocuted.
That's awesome.
Then it falls down. You can like, there's a skill you can unlock where you can just stab them with your spear when they're down, and then like run off, and they get up, and they start chasing you, and you get fucked in this game too. Like, it's realistic as far as a massive, 20-ton monster steps on you, your health goes down to almost nothing.
Oh, wow.
You can't fuck around with those things. You are not Master Chief at all.
No.
You are wearing leather and fur. Get the fuck out of the way. The game lets you know about it. You go flying, she's like, ah! There's no health. So, just totally, like, I did not expect from the game at all. So it may have derailed some people too.
Yeah.
If they were expecting X and got Y.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was just like pleasantly surprised, like, oh, this is awesome too.
Yeah, that's really
awesome,
cool.
Man.
So can't wait to keep playing it. The story has me completely engrossed. But it doesn't get in the way.
Yeah.
Like I said, in the beginning, it's super structured. There's tons of cutscenes. They just get you through all that. A couple hours is very like that. And then it's like, okay.
Yeah, do
and then it lets you out. And it's like, you can keep going. You can do those side missions. It's all about just exploring and survive. It's like a survival, exploring, stealth Monster Hunter game.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it, man.
I'm excited, man. You got me pumped. I can't wait.
And it's the most gorgeous game ever made.
Yeah. Gotta make sure Mason knows that, man.
I can't wait. And I don't care so much about the graphics more as the... but you already touched on how clean it runs, too.
I don't care about the graphics. That's not my first thing.
Yeah.
But, like, when you if you turn a game on and you see it and you're like... You can't even believe what you're seeing. That it's one of those things where if you don't notice it, it's okay. And if you do notice it, it's either beautiful or it's so bad that it detracts. Like, it just depends on the situation.
I get that.
And it's just one of those games where you just can't stop looking at it. Like, it's just what's distracting.
What's bigger for me is like frame rate issues. And
there's none of that. I haven't seen any I haven't even seen, like I said, sometimes you get into the Uncanny Valley a little bit with the people because they're so expressive.
Yeah.
Most of the time it works, and every now and then you're like, whoa. They're like, ha! They get all crazy. Like, you're like, oh, shit. That's games. I mean, that's, that's going to happen. But for the most part, it runs like a dream.
Yeah.
They've had time, and they delayed this game. I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
Sony gives them time, and this is the reason Sony is destroying Xbox.
Yeah.
Because they have great games like this that come out, and they're clean, and they get 9s, and this game has got 9999. It's got like a 90 or an 89 on Metacritic. It's like,
awesome.
They just keep pumping it out.
Sounded German there for a second.
9999!
Speaking of upholstery... Are we not going there?
I mean, it won't make any sense because I cut it out.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We know, and that's all that matters.
It's an inside joke, you guys. You guys don't need to know.
By the way, I went and looked that up because I felt like that's a very urban myth.
Yeah.
And what happened with that? They're going to be so confused.
Yeah, I know.
What happened was a woman who was a wife of a high Nazi commander, SS commander, was charged with a war crime of having lampshades.
Yeah.
But it was never definitively proven.
Oh. Probably true.
And the charges were dropped.
Probably true, though.
But that story of that case created that. But again, they did use all the other horrible shit.
Oh yeah, they do all
shoes and teeth and all that crap. I mean, it was still horrific. Hair, they use their hair for stuff. So
I think using context clues, the people can now figure out what we were kind of.
We got onto a Holocaust conversation last time, and I cut it out because I was like, this is like I derailed that shit. I didn't mean to.
It just came on real quick, man.
We weren't. They weren't. I just floored them with it. They're like, "What the fuck is even going on?" So that's why we had to bring that up, and I wanted to make sure, like, I always do my research.
Yeah.
So I went back.
No,
and
that's
looked it up.
We appreciate.
It's cool. I
appreciate
that.
All right.
Let's go and move on to the next topic.
Next topic, Kevin. Will you Get us going for this.
Next topic here, guys, is no. Next topic. Something I'm really excited. I think
all three of us are really pumped. Anyone who played the first one's pumped.
I'm just a Lord of the Rings slut, so I'm like anything that
you can't call yourself a slut until you've read the books.
Okay, whatever. Okay, shut up. Okay,
sorry.
All right. First of all,
he's a friends with benefits. He's a friend with benefits.
I'm friends with benefits with Lord of the Rings. All right. So the next one is Shadow of War. Is the next
stupid name?
Yeah, it's.
But who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Whatever.
Sorry, I didn't
no, but you're fine. So it picks up directly after Shadow of Mordor.
Mm-hmm.
You're still playing. What's the dude's name again?
Talion.
Celebrimbor. And Celebrimbor is the Wraith. I remember Celebrimbor.
Oh yeah,
everyone
his
knows
voice actors.
Oh yeah, everyone knows Celebrimbor. So
Banished from death.
Yeah.
So cool.
So it's pretty legit. I mean, if anyone that's seen the trailer, go. If you haven't seen the trailer, go fucking see it.
Yeah, go watch it.
Amazing.
It's pure CG.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no gameplay.
It's pure CG, but it will get you hyped.
Yeah,
that's
what it's for.
Get you. So apparently, the Ring Wraith, which is Celebrimbor, or not the Wraith. I'm sorry, just the Wraith.
He's a Wraith.
Wraith. He makes another Ring of Power.
Because remember, and this is the thing that turned out to be so great for me about Shadow of Mordor. I was really concerned with them like fucking with Tolkien's.
Yeah.
They were letter to letter to letter with Tolkien's Silmarillion.
Yeah.
And I think it took place even before that. But
yeah.
Celebrimbor was tricked by the deceiver, the great deceiver Sauron, into helping him make the Rings of Power, not knowing that Sauron made his own Ring of Power.
Exactly.
And he's he was the leader of the Celebrimbor was the leader of the I think they're like Auron. They're like these group of elves that were known for their smithing and craftsmen and things like that.
Yeah.
And he got tricked by the deceiver into doing that.
Into making those rings.
That's justified in the story. I think we're leaving Tolkien territory though.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I think at this point, I think that Tolkien it's a more of like taking liberties with it. So apparently, they're making the ring. It's a second Ring of Power, and it looks really sick. By the way, it's blue and silver. It glows blue, and he finishes making the ring, and then something happens. The ring is activated, and then Talion is separated from Celebrimbor, and then Celebrimbor is like taken away.
It looked like Sauron.
Yeah,
he looked like he did. He's a necromancer in The Hobbit.
Yes,
he's just
the black smoke,
a mist, the smoke. Yeah,
yeah, and then then Talion puts on the ring.
So he's still connected.
Yeah, he's still connected, and he was somehow able to, because in the game, the first Shadow of Mordor, they can't be separated for very long.
Right, because as soon as Celebrimbor leaves, all the wounds that
come back.
That Talion has taken from dying all the time
open
up, and he starts dying again.
Yeah, so he puts the ring on, and he's able to walk around and be without Celebrimbor, which is going to be weird and odd to see without combat without Celebrimbor, because that was such a integral part of the combat.
Hopefully that's just an intro or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
That would be, or maybe the ring gives him the ability to be Wraith-like still, so you don't lose your gameplay power.
Yeah, maybe, or halfway in the game you find Celebrimbor again. But then the pans to the armies of Mordor being activated, and orcs and trolls and a Balrog.
Yeah, it's being built.
Yeah,
because all these games take. There's 60 years between the end of Hobbit and the opening of Fellowship.
Yeah,
which I have questions about that I'm going to ask you in a minute.
Okay. And then pretty much it pans to like men and elves, and like because the narrator, which is like some mysterious lady. Maybe a lady of some sort.
I don't know who the fuck that was.
Yeah, I don't know. She says the time of men is over. You know? So the first, I want to say there was a African American man. It just like a human. And I'm like just random. I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
And he's a black guy. Well, I think that there were men of color.
Yeah.
From the Haradrim,
further south and
south and east, so maybe that. I think he was from there, or something.
Because something like that. Because they were guarding the Black Gates.
I'm sure it'll piss a bunch of people off.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Trump supporters.
Bolivia.
But that's a later topic, Mason.
Sorry. You can't do an inside joke. The inside joke is
gone. Mason. It looks cool. You are going to be able. I'm assuming the ring wraiths are going to be boss fights. Oh my god! Because there was like a ring wraith, a Nazgul.
It's such a good idea because they can't die.
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
the ring's destroyed. So even if you kill them, it makes sense they're still there in the film.
But here's the thing: like the boss fights in the first game were subpar.
They sucked.
Yeah, they sucked. And
what did you think of those? Like, do you remember all of the boss battles and kind of
that last one was awful? God, the final boss one. Yeah.
So I didn't beat the game.
Oh,
I did play the shit out of it.
He pulled another Mason, you guys.
The story was
Yeah, I
the
mean, you
best
should
part
really
of that
be
game.
used to this by now. So where Kevin is a slut for I think you're more of a slut, Ian, for Lord of the Rings. Kevin, you're like a friend with benefits. I'm more like an awkward kind of social acquaintance.
Dude,
who, like,
I'm the most awkward one because I'm like the dude. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the making of.
Yeah.
But they have like this. I'm not as good as he is, but they have like this Tolkien guy with the glasses, and he's like this. And like, but I've read all the books, and I've read all the appendices, and I've read like side stuff, and I'm going to read the Silmarillion and all that shit.
So, but I did play a lot of the game.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned earlier, a big thing to me is gameplay. It's very important to me, and it played incredible. It played very well.
It was amazing.
The combat was very similar to the Arkham games. If you ever played either or any of those, not either. It's very fast paced, very fun, very fluent. Where there was still kind of a stealth aspect to it. The bow gameplay was really good. It all just worked really well. Unfortunately, I'm not as deep into the Lord of the Rings universe as you guys are.
That's okay.
Of course,
cool.
like everything else. But I did like the game a lot, and I love. Which I'm sure we'll talk about the Nemesis system.
Oh,
I think is something that no game, unless I'm wrong, please correct me.
No, that was it.
No game
that was the game that introduced that.
At least any console game that I know of had ever done anything like that.
No game ever.
Yeah.
And no game since has even tried to mimic
The only thing that I will compare it to, and it's not a direct comparison, but as far as a massive leap in AI, was Alien Isolation.
Oh yeah.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Not the same. I mean, not the same at all. But just as far as like
just that leap
being
of,
actually impressed by AI, or a
smart.
system in a game that's not just like a fucking another thing, another like
a red
sell
shirt.
you thing,
a red shirt,
a real
a red shirt
substantive thing like the Nemesis system, like the Alien and Alien Isolation.
Yeah, it was great. It was so much fun to not.
But what did you think of the boss fights?
Like you mentioned,
he didn't. You said he didn't get very far.
I got far enough to do. I mean, is there some overwhelming boss fight that I'm missing?
Yeah, the final.
Are you
forgot about it?
Are you referring
so
to
bad.
when you get to like a general?
Yeah.
Well, there's the hands
of
of the Black Hand of Sauron and his minion, his two guys. The Tower is one. They're the guys that kill your son and your wife in the first minute of the game.
Yeah, I mean, forgive me, it's been a while, but I got to where you get into the second area of the game before I stopped, and it put a lot of gameplay into it before that. So I'm sure I played through at least one of these boss fights, and I don't remember
the first one you got to fight.
So the fact that you don't remember it
probably
is
not a good
the
sign,
definitive answer to that.
They were lame.
They were very lame.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they'll change it with these Nazguls, these fights with the Nazguls.
Now you have 9 bosses.
Yeah, you have 9 fucking bosses to kill. Oh my god damn! I was like, how is that gonna work? You know?
Or maybe they'll show up all the time. Maybe they'll be like the Wolf and his guys in Star Fox that just show up to fuck up your day.
Star Fox.
I don't think so.
That was a deep cut, man.
But it looks sick. I think they're taking back at this point the Black Gates isn't overrun yet, or they're attacking a settlement near
those
the
are all
Black
the questions that I have. So I want to let you.
Let's go ahead and hear your. I'm pretty much done
I have a bunch of
narrating.
more questions that I want to discuss.
Okay,
go ahead. Keep going.
I'm pretty sure we're done with the trailer. I was
done with the trailer. You didn't have any questions? I mean, I have.
I want to hear your questions.
Okay. Do you want to hear my positive questions or my negative questions?
Both.
Okay, so positive, or they're just things that are not necessarily bad.
Yeah.
That I can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
Is like what the fuck this fucking ring does.
Oh,
and like, what's the language on it? Because it's not black speech.
No.
What is it gonna do? I have
maybe
no idea.
Elven, I'm thinking.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Celebrimbor made it, so it's gonna be of some sort of Elven.
Yeah.
But like they said, power comes at a cost or whatever in the trailer. So it's like, are they? Because they don't. He's not. He's kind of. They're kind of anti-heroes.
Yeah,
they're vengeance.
Vengeful. He is a vengeful spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not. And the way he kills orcs is.
Oh God.
He murders.
Jesus.
He murders them. Like
no mercy.
I mean, Aragorn and those guys just killed them like he would kill anybody. Just to go over them. He snaps their necks and breaks their arms and breaks their legs and cuts them open.
But they're filthy creatures.
Oh, dude, I understand that, but I'm just saying.
Orc lives don't matter.
He's just an angry.
Orc lives don't matter. Come on, man. Okay, so those are your positives.
Yeah, just.
So you're just wondering what
the character.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see. Yeah, I want to see more about. Italian was really cool, played by Troy Baker himself.
Woo!
And
Shout out.
Celebrimbor was
Troy, if you're listening.
I don't know who plays this.
listening.
Troy.
If you're listening, Troy,
I doubt it.
get on here.
But-
Love you.
Do some impressions.
We love you, Troy.
That's the way to get him.
I'm sure no one's ever asked you to do impressions before. Please come do that.
God. No, I will. If you want to come on the show, I promise you an impression-free podcast
right?
interview.
And
Dude,
a blowjob.
But I was about to say,
Whoa.
I can't promise not to you sucky. You know
Oh
what I'm
my god! I had him coming and he fucking ruined it.
Oh, he was buying a plane ticket, man. We love you.
So my really nerds. I mean, like these are the kind of questions that will make people who are not into Lord of the Rings just roll their eyes.
Maybe
in the back of their head, like,
combine
who
you and I
gives
can
a fuck
answer
about this
yeah.
kind of stuff, but I care. And I know you care too, Tim.
Yeah.
So Tim, he's really into it too.
Oh yeah.
He's
Tim.
read all the books.
Shout out to Tim.
So Tim, I know you're listening
Can
to
we
this.
just give
You're
a
probably at work right now, and I'm like right behind you.
Yeah.
So just turn around and tell me, answer these questions.
Yeah.
First off, concern-wise, there should not be a Balrog here. That really bothers me. And it's like armored and chained. Balrogs are like the most rare creatures in that universe.
In a sense, yes.
I feel like it kind of like neuters the Balrog in Lord of the Rings. Because like Gandalf was like, like can't believe Gandalf.
Yeah.
Can't believe there was a Balrog.
Here's the lore behind that. The Balrogs were just a minor class of quote unquote angels that were
the Valar.
The Valar. Yeah, the Valar were deceived, and then the Balrogs went with Malcor.
Oh yeah.
So he went. They follow Malcor, and Sauron is on the same tier as the Balrog. So
he's even higher.
Yeah. So and then. Then you have like the wizards. What are they called?
They starts with an M. I can't remember.
Malacor.
Malar.
Malaria.
Similar to Malaria.
Malaria. No,
I think it's the Malar. Something like
Malar.
that.
The Valar. So it's a Valar.
They were a level below.
Yeah.
A level below, like Sauron and Galadriel.
So he is afraid of the Balrog because they're technically on the same level as like strength.
But they're ultra rare.
They are rare,
they
but there's
mystical creatures.
They're not technically in the beginning of the whole dissension of the world. There was actually plenty of Balrogs.
Okay,
and so they're not that rare, but they have died.
I just hope they don't like pop up like they're just all over the place.
Oh no,
if they're just like a minor boss.
I wonder if that was just like one boss, and there'll be some badass boss fight.
If they use it right, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, as time gone on, they did die in combat and all that stuff. So there were
it kind of like if they were to throw Ents in there, I'd be like. Just the use this is cool, use it.
Yeah.
And like without they didn't do that last time. Yeah. So I'll just have to have faith in that.
Yeah. I saw one, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
My other question,
or maybe it could be the same one. I don't know.
In the beginning of Fellowship.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Mount Doom was erupting. So they knew something was going on.
Yeah,
right?
something was going on.
But like Gandalf had no fucking clue until he saw the ring.
Yeah.
And then he was like scared shitless.
Yeah.
He was running around like, freaking out. Like, and he like ran to Minas Tirith and was like, looking it up. He didn't even know it was a ring.
Yeah.
And then they show clips in this thing of like these armies and like looks like Minas Tirith is being attacked or something, and all the people are like, Sauron's back. They wouldn't know that.
I don't think Minas Tirith was. I don't think that was.
Is it Osgiliath?
Maybe Osgiliath or
city
settlement near Mordor.
I just feel like if they're seeing, maybe it's just the cut of the trailer, but I feel like if all these humans are just like, oh, hey, look.
Well, I mean, Mordor's a big place.
They would have known about that.
Mordor's a big
place.
But
all those humans were there.
Well, no, because remember in the first
and they took the gate over already.
Yeah, exactly. They took the gate over, so I'm sure they walled off Mordor and they were just building armies back there. But Mordor's big, dude. Mordor's so
those humans are what, just in there? Like maybe
no.
I
think that's what I'm saying.
They looked like Osgiliath to me. That city, it looked like a human Gondorian Western city.
Yeah, so.
And I was just like, well, they didn't know that that Sauron was about to unleash everything.
Well, technically they did, remember, because that's why I had...
well, they knew the orcs were there.
Yeah.
They were fighting the orcs, but they were always fighting the orcs.
Yeah, true.
So I just, maybe that's it. Again, like, I'm not like saying, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
They're just questions that I'm like,
Well, maybe clearing the game. We got really nerdy there for a second.
I know. But all this needs to, like, it just needs...
I blacked out.
These games, just they need to fit, like, a little puzzle piece to Fellowship. It's very important to me. They don't fuck around with the lore.
Just pure respect for Tolkien and the father of high fantasy.
It works better.
Yeah.
Like, when we played Shadow of Mordor, and I realized that they were going T for T with Tolkien's writing, I was like, this game is awesome.
Yeah.
They didn't abuse any of that. So we have to just... I have to just have faith that the same writers have the same restraint and
Yeah.
respect for
Tolkien's
the writing.
work.
They are just
Yeah.
like, throw everything in there.
The
Big
Eagles.
sequel, big
Just
sequel.
add the Eagles
But
in
I
there.
mean, I can totally see Warner Brothers doing that.
Yeah.
Can we get Ents in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
Hey, in this really hard part, can you just throw them Eagles?
It was like that game that Pandemic made after their success with Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh.
They made Lord of the Rings Conquest.
Yes.
Like, Grima was running
Oh,
around
man.
fighting. He'd be like, oh, that game pissed me off. I was like...
There was like
I
orc
was
wizards.
like...
There was orc wizards.
I was liberal triggered, offended by that. Like, I lost my shit on that game.
I couldn't believe there was like orc wizards. I was like, what the fuck? Why is he shooting lightning? He's an orc. I was like,
It was
what?
so bad.
Yeah,
it
that
was
was
so bad.
And then you can enter an Ent. The Ent was a
Yeah,
tank.
it was like a tank.
Yeah.
Oh. That's what I'm talking about. I think that game, like, forever just scared me a little bit. Lord of the Rings games.
Yeah, that was bad.
So maybe that's where these, like, concerns
That
are
was
coming
an
from.
awful game, by the way.
That game-
Oh, and remember the one part where you get to play in you invade the Shire and you were like
and
playing the
just
hobbits and
destroy
stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
The hobbits were like
Yeah,
warriors.
yeah.
And like, oh god, it was so bad. Just disgusting use of that
God.
title. Anyway,
Alright.
game looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, game looks awesome.
August 22nd.
August 27th, game release. However, gameplay trailer March 8th. So,
Woo!
That's
Well, what do you
pretty
guys think? That's awesome that they're doing this again with
Yeah.
they tell you in what, March?
yeah.
Which is what, 3, and then so what, 5 or 6 months later, the game comes out. So cool.
Well, like we talked about earlier,
love that.
Didn't we learn about this due to a leak?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think those things are actually quote unquote leaked. I think they're staged. Like,
I don't
how do
think
they,
they're staged.
Dude? How do they have a trailer already up and ready to go? Before
I think that's the thing. When you have a whole world market
Yeah.
that needs to get prepared for stuff,
Yeah.
we're going to release a trailer on March 1st, okay,
Yeah.
everyone? So we need you to have your promotional material ready to go
Yeah.
in the back room.
Yeah.
All it takes is one fucking store manager in the world
Yeah.
Yeah.
to accidentally put that out on the wrong
But
day.
here's the thing.
Or
if
post it online.
if-
one person to make a mistake.
If Warner Brother said, okay,
Brothers.
Warner Brothers, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. They fucked up. But, hey, we are going to sue you for leaking that shit. Why is there, and this is in any case for any leak, quote unquote, leaked thing, announcement, like, why there are no legal actions taken?
I think it happened because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not intentional.
Yeah.
You can't make them all sign a kind of like non-disclosure agreement. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I get
It's
it.
just
but
a
it's
risk. It's
I
just what
feel-
happens.
Yeah, I mean,
because
I get that point too. I just feel, for me, it feels kind of staged.
The stage,
but-
it doesn't do anything. I didn't get excited for the leak.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you be more pumped if the trailer just popped up one day?
Yeah.
that's what I was going to ask.
Everyone would
is-
be like, oh, fuck, they dropped the trailer.
That's what I was going to ask. Is regardless of this quote-unquote leak, how long do you think they would have waited? Say no one
probably
knew anything.
Probably somewhere.
Probably
in
mid-March,
No,
March,
I think it was going to come out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna
That's
come out
why
this
it
month.
leaked, because they had
Yeah.
all of their world market getting ready to add them to their website, put out promotional material,
But that-
and
that-
somebody fucking put it up early.
But
Like,
that
oh, my
trailer
bad.
was like, oh, gameplay March 8th. I'm like, what the? That's like a week away. I'm like, what? How
Yeah.
did they know that? It was like leaked. Oh,
They just
let's-
want us to sit here and talk about it.
Yeah,
That's what it is,
that's
yeah.
what it
That's
is.
what
That's what I'm
boil
saying.
is.
I think it's a hype thing of
Yeah.
like building up.
I think there's a lot of credibility behind what you're saying, Kevin, about
Yeah.
that totally could be just...
Yeah, because I'm like, they already had a
some rigged
gameplay trailer
shit.
ready.
I don't think
for-
it is, but
That
it
trailer was
totally
already
could be.
made for March 8th. And I'm like, that's a little
I think if it
convenient.
was staged and that was a normal thing, we
Yeah.
would see more of the leak. at the
Yeah,
exact same
I
time.
think so too.
It's
Yeah.
kind of inconsistent.
Yeah.
It could be.
But yet again, your point is valid too because there's just so many loose ends that they really can't control that.
hundreds of thousands of
Yeah,
stores
so-
across the...
So yeah, I know it's conspiracy theory. You know. Conspiracy hour here, you guys.
Yeah.
And ZeroHP.
Jet fuel.
So yeah, March 8th and then August 22nd. But I love that quick turnaround. 6
Yeah.
months, boom, it's out. Same
Oh,
thing
yeah.
with like June to November for Fallout
Yeah.
4. Like I love the quick turnaround.
I'm okay
I
with
don't
that.
need to be seeing trailers for this game for the next
for like
year and a half.
4
terrible,
years,
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, well, that was like a decade.
Yeah,
decade.
it's fucking
But
ridiculous.
yeah, I'm
Any
excited.
last thoughts for the two of you guys?
I want
on
to
that?
fucking play the shit out of
God, I
it.
know.
Very excited. Can't
Yeah.
wait to play it. Glad it's coming out soon.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Case closed.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I went on a rant, guys. That's all I've got to say
Yeah.
about that.
It's all right. We're already an hour. I knew this was going to be a long one because we're
It's a
catching
busy
up on
week.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
It's a busy
been
week.
busy week.
Next thing,
Ooh.
the Xbox Game Pass.
Bum bum bum.
But I actually will be probably getting this. to
I
be
think
honest
I will
with you.
too. So
It's a Netflix
first
for video
impressions,
games.
yeah. First, just give me just the
My-
second you heard about this. Give me what you were thinking in your head.
Netflix for video games, and it's badass if it works.
If the catalog is good, right?
If it's,
you should just put a period after what you just said.
Here's the thing: if it works, the catalog's good, and the service is good. It's a streaming service.
No, it's not.
It's not a streaming.
No, it's not. They're not.
What?
They are beating PS Now. PS Now is streaming your games.
Yeah, right. How is this working?
It installs it to your hard drive like a game you own.
Okay.
But they had to build I was actually listening to an interview with Phil Spencer today. He's like they've been working on this for years because they didn't want to stream stuff because there's too much internet problems across the nation. So you download the game to your hard drive, and it's on there like you own it.
Yeah.
If you unsubscribe, it moves to your hitting, and you can't.
Okay.
So there's zero streaming involved. It's playing off your hard drive just like a game you own.
Okay.
Which made it even better for me.
But here's another question. That's going to eat the shit out of the memory.
Yep.
So you can have like one game at a time.
Well, it depends on how many games you own.
True.
Well, yeah,
and if you can buy them, go ahead. Go ahead, Mason.
If you switch it all out, just delete. Say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just go streaming or just going this for just all my games from now on. I'm just going to delete everything off my hard drive and play all these games instead.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I was going to say it might help them push the sale like bigger hard drives as well too. Because if you're like me and you still have the 500 gigabytes, which is fine. But for me, because I only get really into one or two games at a time.
Yeah, but
and so when I'm done with that game, what the fuck?
It sucks, bro.
So, but when I'm done with that game, I just delete it, and it only sucks when 2 years down the road, Kevin wants to play Elder Scrolls Online. and I'm not even going to get into that. Ian yells at me every time.
Don't trigger it. Triggered.
50 gigabytes.
You didn't get it on Xbox? I play it like
no, because he said last time it goes up by 10 gigabytes every time I talk about the
60 gigabyte download now.
It was actually
we missed a week, so it
was 340 gigabytes. God damn it! What was I going to say? I was going to say, Ian, you listen to the interview, you probably know more about it. And my first question, he's a great guy. Shout out, Phil Spencer. My first question was, how far back are they going to go? I see a picture of Fable 3.
Yeah.
So is there like a place where we can look at all the catalog, like all the games that are going to be coming out?
They haven't released all of them yet. I mean, those are all confirmed.
So
right
these
there.
are all confirmed.
But it's going to be right when they start. It starts with 100 games.
Yes, I see that.
And like a portion of them are 360 games.
That's what I was
okay.
And then another large portion are...
I mean, that's cool.
Obviously, you're not going to get brand new... It is like Netflix, too. You don't get brand new releases.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
No, what I was hoping was even on the opposite end of that. Are we going Xbox original? Are they going to try to work that out?
I haven't said anything about that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about that yet.
I mean, from the games that I see here, we have Saints Row 3, Soul Calibur 2, Payday 2, Tekken, I think that's 6 or something, Fable 3, the original Gears of War, Mad Max.
The Ultimate Edition.
Ultimate Edition. Mad Max, Halo 5, NBA 2K16.
Batman Lego.
Terraria,
but wouldn't you love
Batman,
to jump into Fusion Frenzy again? After fucking 20 years? No, do you not remember Fusion Frenzy? On the original Xbox? Guys, come on.
I mean, but like, why?
Do you remember Jade Empire?
Yeah, Jade Empire. That's the game right there.
Yeah. Well, no, that wasn't the best game.
I was busy playing Fusion Frenzy.
Yeah, fucking goddamn it.
And Halo Combat
Evolved.
Evolved.
We have to all know that Mason was like 10 when he had the original Xbox.
She's a little boy.
Maybe younger, actually.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay,
we can do the math if you want.
Moving on.
If you want to feel like old pieces of shit, we can do that.
Old fucking pieces of dirt over here.
I know.
Fossils. So moving on. I mean, these games are all cool. Like I see.
I need to see all 100.
I need to see all 100 if it's worth it. Like
$10 a month is cheap.
$10, yeah. It's just like another Netflix, Hulu subscription. So I mean, I guess that's not bad, but.
There's no limit on the amount of games that you can try, and
except your hard drive.
I would just say
that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no risk for them doing this, and it can only be benefits. There really is. So Microsoft is banking on this, and good for them for doing that. This is awesome. I was at first thinking
this is just. Well, I mean, I'm saying it's by himself.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Ever since Phil Spencer took over, Xbox has been awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I can't. At first, I thought it was a streaming service. That's why I was like a little hesitant about it. But if that's the case,
right to your hard drive, no streaming needed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't have to be online to play.
Nope. You do. I think there's something about like you having to like sign on at times to like whatever it is. But you don't. Once you've got it downloaded, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not be online anyways? If you have this anyways.
The Xbox. It's always connected.
How will multiplayer work?
Just like normal.
Just like normal?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Hell yeah. Right. NBA 2K16, can you imagine?
This is a way for publishers to come back. And another thing this is an anti-GameStop.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
They're bringing renting back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck
Why would you?
GameStop.
Fuck GameStop.
Yeah, fuck GameStop.
I feel bad for their
Hey.
employees, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Don't fire your employees, but fuck GameStop.
oh no,
They're
getting
gonna get fired.
Yeah.
They're gonna get fucked.
They're gonna get totally screwed. But that's
Yeah.
that's the company's fault.
Yeah.
But this is definitely an anti-GameStop thing because you're fighting the used game market. It's
Yeah.
cheaper to pay $10 a month. And
Hell yeah.
download whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
want.
Go in there and
The
spend.
catalog sucks. This is not going to work.
Yeah,
They
that's what I'm
need
saying.
Great.
It needs to be
games in
great games in here. Yeah. I mean, Mad Max I haven't played, so I'm down
Yeah,
for that.
I heard it was awesome.
Yeah,
It's
Saint
fun,
Row
yeah.
as well. And then Mason and I can finally play Payday 2 on the same console.
Yep.
Yes.
And all play
So,
together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Terraria.
Lego Batman.
It's
Yeah.
Terraria. It's Mojang, Kevin.
Terraria.
Jesus.
Terraria.
Tiara.
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 Turfmer.
So yeah, it sounds awesome. It's coming out. They're gonna bring it out in groups on the preview thing, and they're gonna launch it full once they know it's all
Hell
working.
That'd be great.
Wait,
really cool
with
idea.
this though, let me ask you: with this happening, do you think they're gonna get rid of like the free Xbox Gold games?
No.
No. You
No?
don't think so?
Definitely not.
Here was my next question.
No,
How do
they
you-
won't get rid of that because that's what you get for gold. This is
Yeah.
an additional thing you have to pay for.
Okay.
They're not going to punish someone for not paying for a service.
Okay, I get
So
that.
they'll keep doing it.
Does this affect the recent movement of the whole backwards compatibility thing that they've been doing?
As far as
Well, I mean, I guess it wasn't recent, maybe a year or so ago, but they've been doing that where every couple of months they're putting out new
More and
games
more
that you
games
can
that-
play.
if
backwards
anything, I think it
compatible.
would speed it up.
But
Because
would-
they can throw a bunch of old
No.
games on there.
Would they just do it through here now?
Maybe.
No,
moving
because
forward?
I mean, all it is, if it works, if you own it, you put the disc in and
Yeah,
downloads it,
yeah.
or if you want to just go straight and buy it. Oh, that's the thing we haven't mentioned.
Mhm.
If you download a game and you
Yeah.
fucking love it,
Yeah. You can buy
you
it.
can buy it for a 20% discount right off the top.
Oh.
And all the DLCs for that game,
Yeah.
because usually DLCs are all going to be out because you're playing an
Yeah.
older game,
Yeah.
are then 10% off.
Oh.
Always.
Interesting. Okay.
Seems too good to be true. I'm skeptical.
No,
I like
Xbox is desperate because they got their fucking ass reamed
Yeah.
by PlayStation. They're
Solid
doing
point.
everything they can to just compete.
Yeah.
And this is a direct competition with GameStop and a direct competition with PS
Hell
Now,
yeah.
and it's better than both.
Yep.
So there's no streaming involved. So
Hell yeah.
awesome move by Xbox.
Yeah.
Looking
Now we
forward
get
to
into
some-
some weird shit.
Yeah. Now these last couple things are just kind of oddities. We went through our
Super weird.
hardcore gaming.
Yeah.
things,
Yeah. This is some
and
weird shit happening.
We're at an hour now, so we'll just we'll
This
just
is
kind of
this
goof
is
off.
Zero HP After Dark, you guys. So-
After dark.
Dark.
Oh damn! And there's a black guy right there.
Oh yeah!
Whoa!
Whoa!
After dark, man.
BBC,
Zero HP
man.
After Dark.
Oh!
BBC. No. Seriously.
Wait, BBC. Oh, thanks. Thanks, man.
I
I
It's
didn't,
not
I didn't
what
know.
that stands for.
Wait. What?
What?
What is
The
this?
news network.
Oh no.
No,
Wow.
wait, that's not what the news
Dude,
network stands
no,
for?
I'm not talking about the news.
Are you telling me the news network isn't
sorry.
called Big Black Cock?
I'm telling you that right now.
Hold on. What does
Dude, you
CNN
might
stand
need to-
for?
You might have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure.
Dude, fact checking died. Died in January. January 9th.
Is Big Black Cock fake news?
Big fuck. All right, so so Peter Moore, head of EA, decided to take a divergent in his career path.
Thank
A little
God.
bit.
A little bit. Just
No,
a
you're
little.
not a Peter Moore fan over here?
I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know. who
I'm a
this-
big fan of Do You, and
Yeah.
apparently Kevin explained what he wanted to do.
He is a huge fan of the Liverpool FC Football Club, or just that's what FC stands for, football club. But so they offered him a job as their president of all operations. So he, what reasonable man would not take that? So
He's not
making-
reasonable, man. Isn't he the guy behind Fable?
Hey!
No, that's Peter Molyneux.
Molyneux.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I was getting
Yeah, Peter Moore. You know, he was actually the guy that was like, "Hey, I want to make Madden a little bit better."
Oh,
Yeah, that was the guy. So yeah, he decided that, you know what? I don't like Madden anymore. I want to play actual football.
Yeah. Well, he's
With
from
the-
there.
Yeah, so the FUTBOL football.
Good
So-
job. Good job, Kev.
Yeah.
Now
I
pronounce
can,
it correctly.
I can spell.
Not how they spell it in
Now,
England, but
now-
whatever.
Now pronounce
so
it correctly.
he's moving from the what is it? I guess president of EA
Yeah.
to being the president of the Liverpool FC.
Yep.
It's a team in the Premier League. He is following his dream. He loves football.
There
Oh my
you-
God! He even
Killing
has
it.
Oh, I was going to say, is that
Is that a Grand Theft Auto
He's got a
tattoo?
Halo 2 tattoo.
Does that say Grand Theft Auto?
No, that says November 9th.
Yeah, I think it says Grand
That
Theft
was-
Auto.
oh, that says
What do
Grand
you...
Theft Auto.
Yeah, what?
No, those are just
He just got
temporary
November 9th on his fucking...
tattoos. No, it was just temporary tattoos, you guys. For the
Are you
announcement.
sure?
Yeah, they're announcements of...
Are you sure?
Bro, that's when Halo 2 came out, November 9th.
Fine.
So he's moving to...
I don't remember it either. I was 5.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I was in 7th grade.
I was a fucking zygote when Halo 2 came out.
God.
He was just a twinkle in his
Have you
father's
played
eye.
Halo 2?
Yes, what?
Yes, Halo
This is
2.
obviously
You
a
just
joke.
told me you were a fucking
This is
zygote.
obviously a joke.
Dude,
Yes, I
he
played
was like,
Halo
he was just
2.
a twinkle in his father's eye.
Jesus Lord. Oh my god.
He was just a boner.
He was just a boner. There you go.
Just a boner.
Just swimming in there. But yeah, so he's moving. He's gonna be changing career paths, dude. Like what?
Hey, good for him.
Good for him. But like, what the
It's
fuck?
just left field.
Yeah, it was like out of fucking left field. And they're like, "Hey, so you manage game studios? Can you manage our football team?" Sure, why
I
not?
mean, it's not like he's being a general manager.
Yeah, no.
I'm just
Now,
gonna-
are you
Being the
saying this is not the route that these people usually take?
No, hell no. They
I think
usually
it's pretty
retire
impressive.
after.
And
a
I
while.
like the way he talks.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got a bit of a kind of, it's not like a normal accent
Yeah.
from England.
I like it.
It's just like, man, this guy's like into it. In Halo 2,
Yeah.
you are. It's like not like a traditional English accent that he has.
Sounds hot.
But yeah, it's good for him. Hope he has, all the best of luck to him.
Yeah, dude, I mean, Liverpool's doing really well, I guess.
Yeah, Liverpool's doing really well. I wonder why they changed presidents if they're doing so well.
I don't know. He died.
This is
or something.
publicity. Oh, he died? Okay.
Maybe he got turned into a lampshade.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know.
He was like the animator in Monty
Oh,
Python.
yeah. It took so
Inside
long
Heart
to
Attack.
animate time.
Oh god, such a good movie. watch that.
So yeah, randomly this switching path. I just wanted to bring that up because that was fucking random as shit. And we're losing a guy that made Madden good. He's like, my mission is to make Madden better than it was. And I'm like,
Well, I mean, they still have the same people there.
yeah, so
hopefully
they're
they
still
just
gonna
keep
go.
doing it.
Yeah, but all right, next
All
topic.
right, next
yeah.
one. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, good.
All right, so I'm gonna have Mason lead in on this
Oh, man.
Dude, Mason, are you from there?
one. Which one?
Little known fact. Little known fact. I am not. I couldn't even tell you where it is. French and Bolivian governments butting heads over Ghost Recon. Bolivia unimpressed with country's depiction in Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Dude, you read that so well. Like you.
Look, guys, I've been doing this for
Cog News,
Yeah, you-
citing the.
Yeah, I
we
know.
read it
This is-
verbatim.
dude.
Look, guys, I've been doing this for like 4 weeks. All right, I'm just.
Mason, you could be a news anchor.
You're a natural, bro.
Dude,
I'm a
Cog
natural.
News, they look like they have boobs, dude. Look at this.
What's wrong with you?
Kidding.
This is
so
your co-host.
off the fucking
This
track.
is, and I'm the guest. That's fucking strange.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to read the article.
Oh yeah.
We'll just talk about it.
But yeah,
Because I know you guys want to get out of here. My
It's hot as fuck, yeah.
immediate it smells like sweaty balls in here.
Yeah.
My immediate
That's my
first
fault.
take.
My
Shut
bad,
up, Kevin.
guys.
My immediate first take on this is I hate babies.
What
And my
the
first
what?
thought is that they're just big babies.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean-
I thought you actually.
I knew it.
No, I hate
But I knew
babies
your
too.
content.
No, I hate infants.
Oh,
Yeah, I hate them. Fucking hate them. Shitting everywhere.
What about Little John, dude?
Dude, shout out to Little John.
So shout out to
Hello,
Little John.
guys. What are you talking about? He's preventing Jimmy from playing Zelda.
Oh yeah.
Shout
He's
out to
sick.
Little
Dude,
John.
I hope you
You
get
know what,
better,
the
Little
sick
John.
bastard.
When he's old enough to hear this, and
I know, right?
I'm talking shit about him.
and,
He's
none
a
of us
baby.
and none of us are in his life
Yeah, I
because
know.
Jimmy moved on to bigger and better
I know,
things with
dude.
his band.
Wow.
What?
Dark over
Too much?
I know,
All right,
right?
Bolivia
That's
being
what Mason thinks about when he's at home. He's like, when are my friends gonna leave?
I just constantly come up with like contingency plans
Yeah,
and like
he's like, dude, if
Escape
Kevin
routes?
leaves me, like I'm gonna do this instead, and like I'll hang out with Ian more.
I'm just like I'll just kill everyone else.
Oh,
And then-
whoa,
no?
whoa.
Okay, let's talk about Bolivia.
Okay.
What's your guys' take on this? I feel like it's just something to complain about. I don't think they have any ground to stand on here.
Bolivia is in South America.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's my.
Good job, buddy.
That's my input on that.
Ian, I feel like your opinion on this, although probably much more intellectual than mine, will be very similar. I know I'm retarded, Ian. You make it very
Well,
clear.
I'm not-
You're not retarded. I've never said anything. Like
What's your take on this, Ian?
said that.
I know.
Never
You
said
said that
that.
all the time.
Trust me, if I think you're stupid, you're gonna know. It's me, guys.
I feel like your take on this is going to be very similar to mine.
Yeah, I mean, France doesn't care.
Yeah.
And to France's credit, Ubisoft and they came out and they're like, look, like we don't really think that Bolivia is a horrible place where everyone's getting killed by armies of drug lords and all this. Like it's kind of obvious, and they chose it because the land is beautiful and the culture's rich and all that.
Yeah,
a lot of cocaine though.
There is.
Hell yeah.
Here's the thing. I agree. I don't think they have any ground to stand on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you made a game in any location that's a real life location that takes place in modern times and you make it look terrible, any place would complain.
Yeah.
All of them would do it.
Yeah, they did that.
I'm not saying that's a reason to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you imagine the amount of people that would get all butthurt if they made
a game
the
in the
US
South,
like this?
In the South where they're like, never mind.
Mafia 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
You know how many people came out and they're like, that's bullshit, that didn't happen. Like, they're trying to, like, deny that's a liberal game or whatever.
It's a liberal...
Oh, my God.
That shit came out.
It's a liberal
They got
scheme.
all butthurt about it. And it was the same thing. Dude, people got pissed off that there was a black guy in Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People will find a reason to be pissed about anything.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay, you just triggered me right there. Okay, whoever fucking complained about that shit is fucking
That's
retarded.
a big group of people,
I was like, okay, first of all, how the fuck do you know all the stormtroopers were white? Hey, get the fuck out of here. You've never seen a stormtrooper's face before.
I know.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Shout out to black people.
Yeah, shout out to black people.
I'm sorry.
I don't have to say sorry. I'm down with them, man. I'll be like, hey, man, I grew up in the.
I'm not sorry.
I'm gonna just stop.
I didn't do anything.
I'm gonna stop it. I was about to get real ignorant right there.
Ignorant?
Oh,
wow. You're gonna get me banned from SoundCloud. God. Sorry, that got derailed.
We should just cut it. Just cut the feed.
It's an interesting story because we don't get to see like video games really clash with real life unless like dickheads like the guy who was like an anti-saint of Grand Theft Auto. What was that fucker's name? The senator or whatever?
Oh, yeah. They was like running a crusade against it.
I can't remember his name, but he was all like
He's
trying to get
shit.
Grand Theft Auto just, blocked from the...
Was this recent or like back
Yeah,
in the day? When,
semi-recent.
Anything in
GTA 3.
I think it was GTA 3,
And then on from there.
Yeah,
he was trying to...
Yeah, he was trying to get banned because he's like, this makes kids violent. I'm like, dude, violence has existed before video games. Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I just, Bolivia, like, I can, you don't want your nation to be painted in a certain way. And they also know that Americans are going to be playing this game. Americans don't know anything about anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
So if they play a video game, it's like, oh, that's what Oblivia's like.
Right.
So I kind of understand, like, if I'm a Bolivian patriot,
Yeah.
and my country does suffer, and it's being turned into the subject of these rich white kids from their brain. Obviously, anyone would be playing, Wildlands, regardless of color. But people in the West are playing this game that's in my country they're making $60 off of these horrible things that really happened to me. So I can empathize.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know what?
It's a game.
Well, plus games need to be taken more seriously.
Yeah.
And they're art.
Yeah.
And they can tell true stories. They can tell sorrowful stories.
Yeah.
Just like if they made a movie about something horrible that happened in Bolivia, I don't think they would have complained if it was a movie.
Yeah.
It's just because games as a medium are not respected on the same level because they don't pay attention to Last of Us or Witcher or these games that tell really in-depth stories just like films do.
Yeah.
They still see them as toys.
Still toys, yeah.
And when a toy is being made about human suffering and you see it as a toy, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we do have to be empathetic. In all seriousness, I agree with you. But when it comes down to it, in my opinion, it's a video game.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think it's a lack of understanding. Yeah. They don't understand the way we kind of consume this media. I think a lot of people still think that when you play a game that has guns in it, you immediately want to go shoot people.
Yeah.
Which couldn't be
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I've never even fired a weapon before.
I fired many, but that's because I'm a redneck.
Yeah. So here's the opposite on the other end of that. Like, what if people play this game and they see, dude, there's a lot of cocaine there. Let's go to Bolivia. This is going to bring a lot of tourism there, right?
Then let's boost the Bolivian economy.
Let's
go.
If anything, they're probably worried the opposite would happen.
Oh
my God, this is a scary place. This is fucking Trump is sending these dudes in raids and shit.
Bolivia, you are
modern day.
You are my top 5 places to visit. All right, so just know that you're loved. and respected. All right?
Shout out to Bolivia.
Just
Shout out
know
to
that
Bolivia.
like 99% of the country couldn't find your nation on the map.
Yeah, you're in South America. I couldn't
America.
point where you're at. But I
Hell,
know.
1 in 4 Americans, based on a study of 2,200 of them, don't know that the Earth revolves around the sun.
Oh,
so
God.
Wait,
they
what?
don't know anything.
Yeah, what?
1 in 4?
Well, based on a study of 2,200 people.
Who
So
did they
take it with a
study?
grain of salt.
I do. Yeah, that's crazy.
But still, they grabbed 2,200
It was
people.
it was in Alabama.
They asked them. No,
Oh.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
That explains a lot.
Right,
so it was all my family. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They found my entire lineage and
Just interviewed all of the logs.
just farming. Just
but-
nothing but farming.
Any final thoughts, you guys? I think
On
we
this
should
or
wrap-
just in general?
just in general? I think we're done.
Today's Friday, March 3rd, Switch launch.
Yeah, Switch launch.
Zelda
Oh yeah,
launch.
yeah.
Zelda has a
Yeah.
98 on Metacritic.
Boom.
Jimmy, you need a fucking.
Jimmy is coming on next week
Yeah.
to
Special
give us
guest.
his first impressions
Yeah.
of both the Switch
Yeah.
and
Good.
of Zelda.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Shout
So
out to
hopefully he
Jimmy.
gets a chance.
Shout out to Jimmy, dude.
Hopefully,
You better
Little
fucking
John
play.
just
Yeah.
shuts up and
What?
feels
What?
better and lets Jimmy enjoy his life.
He's like, John, just
Jimmy, I'm kidding, bro.
Dude, okay.
I'm kidding.
I would love to tell a story right now, but I probably shouldn't, just because
Please don't.
John might listen to this sometime down the road when he's
Yeah.
older.
Well, what if that's like a treasure for his little life?
Hey,
His
it's
little-
not. It's really not gonna be a treasure.
What
It's-
could it possibly be? Dude,
your
you
Uncle
shit
Kevin,
a lot.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, but it's about your dad
Oh.
and how
Oh.
he wanted to restart and
Oh.
reload his life.
I'd be more worried about Amanda hearing
Oh,
that.
okay. Hey, Amanda, that didn't happen.
Shout out to Amanda.
Yeah, shout out to Amanda.
You're the best.
Man. Yeah, man, you're so nice.
We should do a topic about Amanda.
Yeah,
She's really cool.
yeah,
She's really, really cool.
She's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, she is.
Like ever.
Even though I never see
Top
her or
5.
talk to her.
Top
Yeah.
5. Well, that's why she's
Every
so
time I
great.
see her, I'm like, Amanda!
That's well, I mean, the best things in your life are things that you don't get that much of,
Yeah.
right?
Whoa, Mason, you got really deep, bro.
Right? How high are we? We're not
We're not high at all.
high?
Well,
Okay.
It's just
You
really
guys aren't
hot
high?
in this room.
You guys
so
aren't high? Oh,
Oh, we're not high?
what?
What?
I'm ending the episode.
Let's go play For Honor.
This is over.
Shout out to Bolivia.
Peace.
Later.
I can't find my mouse.